So I guess there's not much pressure because I have to change your mind to come next year to the conference. So anyway, what we heard in the panel was there will be more regulation. The big guns will take almost everything, and all the innovation will happen in Asia. Well, wasn't very promising. Although one thing was promising, I think that transfer was promising us to be able to send money abroad easily, like an email. Just at that moment, I remembered sometimes when I send email unintentionally, so whether there will be some technique how you can get money back from somebody if you just, I don't know for what reason, sent somebody. So anyway, since we are still here and some of you want to take on the big banks, or some banks want to, let's say, not allow it here, I have an issue with technologies. I'm still the person who remembers when programmers were not using Apple, so it was some time ago, and I had the issue with technology from very beginning because it's always a little bit too hard for people, and that's actually what I'm here to tell you. So the first thing is that technology, it has to make our lives easier, and it kind of does, but robots are almost here, and yeah, I know there is a mistake, sorry, but they're almost here and they should make our lives easier. But the question is, and it was much worse. We maybe don't know that, we don't remember that, but not so long ago, most of us would most probably work in some factory for 16 hours a day and 6 days a week. So it was much worse before technology took over. And technology actually has saved for most of us a lot of time. Although the problem with us humans is that we are kind of happy, like this guy in the middle, he's generally happy. The problem with us is that the happiness is not growing. So this is actual data from USA though, but I doubt it changes very much here in Europe. The happiness of people is not growing. Although from 70s you have a huge, let's say, innovational breakthrough of many things, like, well, nothing of what we do here would happen before at that time. So, but happiness is not changing. So, and then you sometimes wonder why people are not happy. And the reason is this is in most cases, this is our happy face. So we are kind of happy. And it's specifically, well, especially for Latvians sometimes. You ask how it's going on, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. So everything is good, but we are not happy. Well, we are kind of happy. And the reason probably is because in those old days when we worked when we would work in factories, we were unhappy because we were just hungry. That was the reason why we are unhappy. Today, it's actually sometimes somebody does some minor problem, some minor interface mistake, and you're just not happy. You're like, come on, I will not sign these documents with this Latvian electronical whatever, right? I don't remember this username whatsoever. So, and you're not happy. So the thing is, I'm kind of preaching here today. So since I'm the last one, so I can be a preacher. So basically, it's always true in all over the history where the people are unhappy, some change will happen. So we in Baltics we actually experienced that. Most of us were pretty young at that age, but we saw that people are not happy, and the change eventually happened. So the change will come eventually. So just to give some challenges to get there. Before the change happens, or when the change happens, that you're in a good position. So there are some 3 lessons that I want to bring from my company, from my experiences. And the first one is that we always, every company of ours asks users to register. It's like like a thing. And I had a problem with this conference. I had to put some problem with the payments, and I was thinking, and then fortunately this video appeared some weeks ago, and I saw it, and I wanted to share it with you with those screenshots. So basically the situation is, if you just imagine how would be a buying process on the internet, in real life, if it would happen as it's happening online. So it's just, they would ask you so strange questions in order to buy something, and you would, at the end of the day, and it really happens, we see it every day, we see the bounce rate, and the bounce rate is real. The people just get fed up with it. They just don't want to give all those questions. They don't want to give all those forms. So one thing is that we have to figure the way, maybe with clicks or with something else, or I don't know, maybe Google Pay or Apple Pay. So there is much less questions that we are asking upon the purchasing process. So this is one thing. The second thing to stay relevant is to remember that robot capabilities is still something that we can laugh at. Okay, it's a pretty old video, but it's still, the funny thing is it's still true. It's still about this. The robots, and especially the chatbots, are not yet there. And if you have an idea to put a chatbot on your website, don't do it. Just don't do it, because maybe some of you are young enough not to remember this one, but you know what happened to this guy. So this is my question to the audience. What happened to this guy? Where he's now? He died. So he basically died. He's dead. He is reborn in chatbots. Yes. So you can't kill him. You just, it was pretty hard to get away from him. So, and chatbots are still about the same. Yeah, this technology is improving, so let's leave it in some special alpha test places where we can go and teach them. It's actually sometimes fun to go and teach them, because it's really fun when somebody is like, you remember, like falling down every time you figure out a good question. So, but they are not there, so don't put chatbots at the moment. Sorry guys, if somebody is making them, sorry, it's not your day today. So, and the last thing is about your user experience. And every conference you are talking and people are writing and we are reading about the user experience, and there are new professions which only the big companies can afford to hire this department full of clever people. But also for us smaller guys, there are some things you can learn from every day. And I have a question for you. Do you, my dear audience, do you see where's the problem in the boss toilet? And this is a big bank, actually. This is a big bank's toilet. Maybe somebody recognizes which bank's in Riga, but this is a big bank, and this is from the last floor of the boss's floor, and this is from, I don't know, I don't remember, I think the 5th floor or 3rd floor where like ordinary people work. So how do you think, from user experience side, where is the problem? You don't have a place where to put a mobile phone, right? And you have it. And this is actually one of the most important things these days in toilets. I don't have any data whatsoever, but I'm pretty sure that about 70% of the spiders come from the toilets. So you just, when you understood how it happens, it just falls down at some very specific moment. So, and this is the same when you are building things for whatever you are building. Just think about like those everyday things, and just, yeah, you need the shelf. You need the shelf, and this is what you need to put in. And you maybe don't always need to run a big user tests and big groups. That's a great thing if you can afford it. It will bring you a lot of, well, maybe some very important knowledge, but you can also open your eyes and see it by yourself sometimes. So just put those things in toilets, please, everybody, if you don't have it still. So basically, this was very fast. So, and I'm at my end. So basically, my idea is that the technology is, and it is becoming more human. We are actually, since the programmers have started to use iPhones and Apple computers, the technology is actually getting a little bit better. So, and I'm not an Apple user myself. So things are becoming better, and also for you and your companies and your future. So it will become more human. Just the question is how much time and effort and money you will lose in the process before you put the shelf in the toilet. So that's it. That's basically a very, very quick, short presentation from me. So I don't know about America, but I know that still for a long time we have to put humans first. So that's it. Thank you.